Hello, crypto fans, and we have some bad news for you crypto Putin lovers. You thought Russia liked crypto. You thought Putin endorsed crypto. But no, Russia's considering that's right, a complete crypto circulation ban. That's because they want to prop up the ruble. We all know the ruble's not doing too well. Ever since the war, they had to raise the interest rate up to 20% once and 13% once, double-digit increase interest rates overnight. And you thought the U.S. interest rates were bad. No, no, no. Russia's had to have them high just to prevent the ruble from absolutely collapsing. And now they don't want the chance that Bitcoin might overtake the ruble in Russia. So they're going to ban it. Now, it says, it's the Duma and it's the chairman or whatever that's considering a ban, but we all know who runs Russia with an iron fist. That's right, it's your favorite comrade, Vladimir Putin. The former KGB guy that thinks the dissolution of the Soviet Union was the worst event in history. So let's look at this piece of news. Russia prepares for total crypto ban as geopolitical tensions rise. So they want to ban crypto to reinforce the ruble as geopolitical tensions and sanctions speed. But of course, no one actually wants the ruble. That's the problem. Everyone knows it's teetering on the brink of collapse, and only double-digit interest rate increases have kept it from completely being annihilated. So Russia will enforce a strict ban on the general circulation of crypto assets such as Bitcoin, allowing only digital financial assets issued within its jurisdiction. Cryptos issued and controlled within Russia. They want total control. They really, really want to up the ruble. But like I said, no one really wants the ruble, and that's a big problem for them. This initiative, led by Anatoly Askazov, chairman of the State Duma Committee on the Financial Market, is part of a broader governmental effort to control crypto ecosystem amid geopolitical tensions. Obviously, we know what those are. War in Ukraine. People thought that was going to get crypto uses in Russia up. No, but the Russian government does not want it. It does not want to destabilize the ruble, even though the ruble is already pretty destabilized at this point, because without those giant interest rate hikes, it would have been history by now. Asakov stated that the forthcoming legislation aims to restrict non-Russian crypto operations to reinforce ruble's dominance. So not many cryptos are actually issued in Russia, so they're basically looking at a gigantic crypto ban. Digital financial assets issued in Russian jurisdiction and digital rubles will be allowed. So basically CBDCs and rubles, which also no one wants. The need for a ban is due to the fact that today cryptocurrency is a quasi-currency that replaces ruble in the country, but only the Russian ruble fulfills the mission of the monetary unit, so the decision has been made. And of course, this actually has bigger effect in Russia because people don't trust the ruble as much as they trust the dollar. And basically, I bet Russian people are trying to ditch the ruble for Bitcoin, so the Russian government really wants to suppress this. Obviously, in the West, even though people complain about our currency, it's still pretty good use for day to day. It's not all of a sudden going to collapse zero overnight, but people are afraid of that for the ruble, so they're actually getting Bitcoin instead of the ruble. The bill will carve out expectations for crypto miners and central bank-sponsored test projects within an experimental legal framework. So basically, central bank crypto projects, maybe crypto miners will be spared, but circulation of crypto within the country will be banned, as crypto mining significantly boosts Russia's tax revenues. Obviously, that's why they need all the money they can get to fund the Ukrainian war, because they're kind of broke. According to data from Statista, crypto miners produce over $2.59 billion in liquidity for foreign trade settlements in Russia. But regular people, everyone else, will not be able to get crypto. There's an intense debate, but as long as Vladimir Putin wants it, it's going to happen. The regulation of cryptocurrency should be prescribed in the digital code, which would clearly spell out the conceptual apparatus and common judicial law enforcement practice. So they're debating this, but it does not look like it's going to be good for the future of crypto in Russia. Of course, some people have put for a more moderate stance, but it really looks like they're going to suffocate out crypto. Recent reports indicate that Russian entities have used cryptocurrencies, particularly USDT, to procure critical components for military technology. In one notable case, Andrei Zirov, a Russian operative based in China, used USDT in 2022 to bypass traditional banking channels and purchased successful drone components essentially for military operations in Ukraine. There is actually a reason why the U.S. wants to sanction crypto, but Russia seems to want to ban crypto because it looks like it's going to replace the ruble because of the war and because the ruble isn't really worth anything, because no one actually wants the ruble anymore since it's in danger of being seriously devalued at any time, because you can only raise interest rates so much before the whole damn thing collapses. So that's kind of the news. Very, very bad for Russia. Probably not too great for the crypto market overall. So Avalanche has integrated with Stripe for fiat to crypto onboarding. Avalanche C-Chain users can now buy AVAX directly within Web3 apps by using a widget supplied by Stripe. So obviously Stripe has included Avalanche, and that's very, very good for Avalanche. The Avalanche C-Chain network has integrated with payment firm Stripe, allowing verified Stripe users to buy Avalanche and send it to their wallets, according to an April 29th blog post from the network's developer Ava Labs. 8 Avalanche Web3 apps have also been integrated with the platform. So they are adopting Avalanche wholeheartedly, and that's very, very good for Avalanche holders. 8 apps have already been announced that they will integrate the widget, including Avalanche Core Portfolio app, staking protocol GoGo Pool, ABE username service, social media platform The Arena, non-fungible token marketplace Zone, holiday wallet, web development platform Pact, and blockchain games DeFi Kingdoms and Sharpnow. So pretty good news for AVAX. If you're an AVAX investor, rejoice, and you can start rejoicing as soon as we get out of this slump, which might be a couple of months. And let's get the rundown on Hong Kong cryptos that are launching in less than 24 hours. So HKX, Hong Kong Exchange, already trades Bitcoin futures and other crypto contracts. However, they do not have an ETF. Crypto ETFs did make their debuts on HKEX in 2022, but they are not Hong Kong ETFs, with the introduction of CSOP Bitcoin futures and CSOP Ether futures ETF. So they don't have really, I don't think they have a spot ETF. They just have a bunch of futures ETFs on there. And yeah, it's going to be a little different because spot and futures are obviously different. One's based on future contracts, one's actually based on Bitcoin. So not the first ETF, but the first spot ETF. Second of all Hong Kong ETFs count for only 0.6% of the US ETF market. That's less than 1%. That's 6 parts out of 1,000. So the Hong Kong market is obviously going to be much, much smaller than the United States market. And it won't have nearly as much of an effect. I think people are hoping for too much on the Hong Kong ETFs. On the other hand, the size of Hong Kong's ETF market is estimated to be about $50 billion. But that's not just crypto ETFs, that's all ETFs. So crypto is only going to be a small share of that. In comparison, China's ETF market equaled $238 billion. So Hong Kong is about a fifth of China. So basically, they're going to be in-kind crypto ETFs in Hong Kong, which is the kind we like, versus cash create. So when they liquidate, they don't have to actually liquidate into cash. That will be beneficial for crypto. Unlike US spot Bitcoin ETFs, Hong Kong spot crypto ETFs will be in-kind created, meaning that ETF intermediaries want to make new ETF shares. They provide issuers with funds using actual cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. I think the reason why Hong Kong did in-kind is because ultimately we're trying to differentiate ourselves from the United States. Also, it's just a better way. It does not make for a market collapse if people want to liquidate ETFs. Of course, you have Hong Kong spot Ether ETF will not be the first in the world. Hong Kong crypto ETF launch is exciting because it will not only bring in-kind spot crypto currency ETFs, but also a spot Ether ETF. However, it's not the only ETF that's been launched globally. Canada has a futures ETF. And of course, there are 5 other Ether ETFs in Canada at the time of the writing. The Purpose Ether ETF, Evolve Ether ETF, CI Galaxy Ethereum ETF, 3i CoinShares Ether ETFs, and Fidelity Advantage Ether ETF. So there's a bunch of ones that are actually being under consideration. It won't be the first Ether ETF, but it might be the first spot Ether ETF, as the other one is actually Ether Futures ETF way back in 2021. And something that you guys don't know, mainland China investors won't be able to buy Hong Kong Bitcoin ETFs. And it's going to be basically like, separate. Mainland China and Hong Kong are separate financially, and they're also kind of separate politically as well. The CCP technically runs both, but Hong Kong's always been a special jurisdiction. This is going to be an ETF for fat cats, so mainland Chinese investors, outside the businessmen who have branches in both Hong Kong and the mainland, will not be able to buy. And of course, China's AMC is the biggest issuer in terms of AUM. Among the 3 spot crypto ETF issuers in Hong Kong, China AMC, the Hong Kong subsidiary of China Asset Management, is the biggest asset management company. Obviously, they're very, very closely tied to the central government. But the big thing you need to know is that mainland people won't be able to buy the Hong Kong ETF, and the Hong Kong ETF only accounts for 0.6% of the US ETF market. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.